All right, I have the Lenovo Trackpoint 2 keyboard, wireless. It's really solid, it doesn't bend. It's got little legs on the back with some type of rubbery plastic stoppers on them if you want to use it elevated like that. And I had a Trackpoint wired keyboard, USB keyboard. It's a lot flimsier than this one. This is really nice. Let's take a look at the ports on the keyboard. This one right here is a USB-C port. This is for charging the computer. This is a storage port. This holds a USB 2.4 gigahertz receiver, so you can plug that into your computer or device and connect the keyboard to it, but this is just stored here. Next thing is our switch. It allows you to switch between connecting to Windows or connecting to Android. And then finally, there's a wireless switch mode, and it switches between the two modes, either 2.4 gigahertz to connect to this in the computer, which means it goes to the left. You can see that little picture is a little USB stick, or it goes over to the right. And now it's going to be in BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy mode. And then on the side, there's an on-off button. Go down for on, you can see the light coming on, up for off. So what we're first going to do is connect to a Windows system. First thing I'm going to do is take the little stick out, put it in this computer laptop, and make sure it's recognized by your computer. I'm going to push this to the right, which is the Windows icon, and push this little button to the left, which points to the USB stick, and I'm going to turn it on. Light comes on, and immediately as I'm moving the track point here, this track point, you'll see it right here, it's moving. So I can control and look at different videos. Let's see, we do Windows key R. Yep, it's going to run a program. We'll escape from that. If we hit the F sign, you can see it's adjusting the audio down and then up. We have the next one, which is a microphone on, microphone mute. You can see the screen light. That works. Okay. If I had another monitor, it would work. But yeah, you can see screen only. So all the keys are working correctly. And then if you wanted to hit F1, just like in the regular keyboard, hit function F1. Of course, that doesn't work. There's nothing happening in the browser there. So, and you can do also function lock it so that these things will be function keys and lock. You don't have to hold the function key. So it's a fully functional keyboard that acts like a track point that you'd have in one of the Lenovo ThinkPad computers. And for those of you who like track points like I do, this is great because I can use a track point in just about any other computer that will run that little USB stick. And it runs fast. It's, I don't feel any lag. Let me see if there's a difference. There's a little bit of difference because it's going over wireless. Okay, we're going to unplug the USB stick. We're going to turn the keyboard off. Put the USB stick back in its little cradle. Okay, and this time we're going to run BLE, Bluetooth. So let's go over to the Samsung tablet. Go to connections, go to Bluetooth. And Bluetooth is on, okay? So let's come back to this keyboard. We're going to switch this to the left to Android. We're going to put this in the middle. That's in the middle button. And we're going to turn this on. And when we turn it on, we're going to then, since this is in the middle, we're going to push this to the edge and hold it for a second. And now it's trying to connect. It's in connection mode. You see the little white light blinking? So if we come back to this little tablet, oops, what am I doing? Hit scan. I found a Trackpoint keyboard, so we'll connect to that. And so now it says enter this code. 4Y40X49493, and hit enter. And it connected. It found it. It's connecting. And what does it allow you to do? Text input. So now on this keyboard here, let's look what happens when I hit tab. I'll hit tab. First, let me move the cursor. And you can see we have a cursor on the screen. So when I hit tab, if you look up here, you see a little border around it, the Disney icon. I'm going to continue hitting tab, and you see it's highlighted. If you had a different color background, you could see that better. So the tab here, and then shift tab goes in the opposite direction, just like you would on a regular computer. If you come over here and click on something, calculator, so here's where I would move it. I would move it, and that's the left mouse button. I click it here. And then if I want 4 times 4, 48. Yeah, so I can just use the keyboard. So if I hit Alt-Tab and hold it, you look at the screen, it shows the open applications. If I continually press Alt-Tab, you see I'm cycling through the application. It looks just like on a desktop. So let me let go there, and it opens up YouTube. I'll hit Alt-Tab again. And now bring up the calculator again. Hit Alt-Tab again. And now I can move the mouse and then go poke on close all. And it closes it. So let's look at what happens when I hit the F2/. Okay, it's decreasing the audio. I go up, you see it's increasing the audio. I got the microphone button. Doesn't do anything. Brightness works right here. Brighten this up. You can see it's scrolling across. There's no remote screen. What does F8 do? I don't know. F9, 10, 11. Okay. Oh. So if we do home, hit the home button, and oh, don't really know all of them what they're doing. So I can navigate, and then if I do the down arrows here, it navigates down. So you have this big cursor going down and right and left. If I go page down, nothing. What happens if I do shift right? It just goes right one. So I'm going to turn it off. That disconnects it from the tablet. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to stay in BLE mode, Bluetooth mode. I'm going to go to Windows. And let's see what happens. If we go over here to Windows and search for Bluetooth, and we turn it on. Okay, now come over here. We've got Windows mode selected. We're in the middle. We're going to turn the power on. Once the power's on, we're going to push this to the right for a second. Now it's trying to connect. And if we come over to Windows and add a device, Bluetooth, I found a Trackpoint. Let's click on it, connecting. Now we have to come back here and enter 856874 and hit enter. Okay, so we're going to hit done now. All right, so now let's see. So I am using this keyboard already. It's connected. Everything works the same. So I can connect to a computer both with BLE Bluetooth or with that little USB dongle. And everything works the same as before. And if I push this one, F10, it doesn't do anything. Oh, I have this stuck. F10. So that brings up Bluetooth. What's F11? That's a soft keyboard. Oh, keyboard properties. Okay, so that's what I need to change. I like my keyboard to go really fast. I'll show you now on a user guide and the keyboard and a cord. Cords for charging. So if we page down on this guy, went over the parts that I just said, USB dongle storage, power, switch between Android and Windows, and your BLE connect button, power button, and then you have your track point and the two mouse buttons. Okay, let's go down some more. So I just showed you how to set up the keyboard. The manual, when you get it, it'll tell you where to find this PDF. You're either going to be in that little USB dongle mode and not Bluetooth. I showed you how to connect, or you're going to be in the other mode, which is not USB dongle but Bluetooth mode. Okay, this is download and install the Trackpoint Keyboard 2 software. Didn't need to do this on this system. It's a Windows 11. It's already built in. I'm going to try it on another Windows system. That's not a ThinkPad. See if I actually need to use that software. And to use it, you have the pointing stick, which I like. I do a lot of development, both video development and software development. And I don't like pulling my hands away from the keyboard to move the scratch pad or to move an external mouse. You have a left button, right button, and middle button. And this is a little chart that was included in the PDF. It tells you how the keys map. You see the special function on Windows 10, for instance, for F1 is mute or unmute speakers. There's an old mapping for Windows 7, and then it tells you what the function is on Android. And an F1 on that would mute or unmute speakers also. So that maps, the volume maps across the devices. F4 that I hit doesn't do anything on Android. F5 and F6 are brightness. F7, F8, nothing on Android, but manage external displays or open the Action Center on Windows, focusing again on Windows 10/11 and Android. And you can go on down the list and see, and then from the combinations of function plus another key, they don't work except for function delete, which is unpair the keyboard from the device and enter pairing mode. So nice little shortcut of how to get cool keyboard Trackpoint functionality on an Android device. Comes in handy sometime when you have to type a lot and you don't want to peck on a soft keyboard on the screen. All right, let's try it on another computer. I have a little Think Center down here. It's a little tiny desktop. Do some video production. Okay, I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on the computer. All right, and then I'm going to come down to this, make sure it's in Windows mode, it's in the middle. I'm going to power it on. I'm going to move this to the right for 1001. And you see here on the screen, I'm using the old keyboard, it found it. I'm going to hit connect, click that, and type in 765645 and hit enter. Wireless receiver, Trackpoint 2. Okay, so now if you look, this is working. You can see the cursor moving on the screen, but at the same time, this old one is still working too. The charging light stopped blinking in about 30 minutes. This keyboard I charged 30 minutes to charge it, and it's supposed to last 6 months. Charge once every 6 months. Yeah, there it is. It's recommend you charge the battery at least one time every 6 months. That's a good charge if it lasts that long. Here's an interesting use case. I have the keyboard connected here. See the cursor moving. Click things. It's connected over Bluetooth, BLE. And I have the dongle over here, so if I just take this, switch it from the Bluetooth back to the dongle, and you see it's working over here. So you can be connected really quickly to two different devices. Of course, it's not over here now because I turned the mode of this off.